Guys, welcome to the show.
Whoa, guys, welcome to the show.
Guys, where have you been all of our lives?
Dude, they were probably doing taxes.
Guys,
tax
it's
day.
Season.
Tax day.
Actually,
that's
is
why
tax
we're
day.
starting our own accounting firm. Guys, next year, don't bring it to us this year because it's already too late, but next year, when you have your W-2s and your WWWs and your FTD florists, bring them to the Sons, and we are going to do all your taxes for you. With our patented system.
We will probably get arrested if we actually advertise this.
Patented system, Tom. What's our patented system?
What is our patented system?
We take all of your files, your important paperwork, then we burn them in an almost like a bonfire, and we create smoke signals that go to the government telling you all your tax information.
Well,
it's the fastest, most reliable way of taxing that there's ever been.
I've been doing it for years. I didn't know that was our system. I thought it was just something I did.
No, well, I saw that you did it, and I liked it so much that I thought I put it into business.
Yeah, I mean, the classic Sons policy is do something until you get caught and arrested for it, and so far haven't been caught or arrested. Now,
I thought my mistake. I thought our policy was set it on fire.
Well, yeah, that's a sub part of the other policy, obviously. Because here's the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do the first part before you can do the second part, obviously, dude. We're not going to get caught if we're not burning things, you know?
We could conceivably get caught.
We're going to get caught for burning things when we're not burning things. That's fraudulent arrest, and I'm going to catch the police for that.
And you're going to burn down a police. Burn down a police headquarters.
Yeah, then
burn down a police headquarters.
Then you should be arrested.
Oh, right, yeah. Anyway, guys, so next year, just send it to us. We'll stoke the fires. And also, it's just, if you think about it, it's environmentally sound because all those papers are just getting put into fire that it's used to warm us.
And smoke naturally goes into the sky, and it kind of hardens and turns into clouds, which then become baby birds, which everyone wants.
Think about it. Rain clouds, they come from smoke because they're black. So we're just giving rain.
You get rid of them pesky forms and turn them into very helpful rain.
Yeah, rain that everyone's going to want and need.
And you know what? If you don't like rain, just think about this. It's shade on a sunny day.
It's true.
We can give that to you somehow.
Guys, taxes, we're going to burn them for you. Don't even worry.
Stop doing all the burning yourself and let us do your burning for you.
Exactly. Anyway, guys.
Speaking of burning, we've been burning through a new wink, laugh, release of something. It was what we've been doing.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about this week, guys, because last week was our fantastic Pulitzer Prize awarded Nick Murphy interview.
Yeah, everyone loved it.
Yep, first ever Pulitzer Prize for podcast.
I thought we already won that.
Yeah, we won it again, first time.
Okay, is it the first? Okay, whatever, we did.
It feels like the first time. It feels like the very first time.
Well, guys, a day after that award-winning podcast was released, something else that's award-winning came out that we've been playing nonstop since then. Do you know?
It was like 2 days. It was like 2 days after
that. It was literally 1 day after it came out, dude.
Oh, yeah. That's right. After we did the... No, it was 1 day after we did the interview.
It came out the 3rd. It came out on the 2nd.
No, we did the interview on the 2nd.
Oh, crap. They know our secrets. So now you guys might be saying, oh, well, you're going to talk about something that's 2 or 3 weeks old? The answer is yes. We are going to do it. Because we haven't talked about it yet, and it's something we talk about all the time.
It's something we talked about before, and we're very excited for.
Yeah. It finally came out, guys. The free expansion for FTL. Fast and Light.
Are there any better words in the English language than free FTL expansion? Because I'm not sure that there is.
What about free FTL expansion? Did you say that?
That's very close. That's very close.
Okay.
Tom, we haven't really talked about it too much. We've griped a bit about it, but I want to get your opinion on how you feel about the expansion because it adds a lot, guys. They did not skimp on this expansion. Like I know some people might because sometimes you buy a DLC with your actual money and you're like, this was not worth however much money I spent. This was free and it adds like a ton of new content.
Yeah, obviously we can't really complain about anything about it because it only added and it was free and it was a lot of stuff for free.
Yeah.
Like, there's that, even the things that bother us or are harder or more confusing or maybe not completely thought out, which I think some things are. It's still a free thing that was given as a gift to the player. So
yeah,
I can't be too mad about it.
Dude, guys, I've said it a million times before. I really hope you guys believe me. FTL is the gold standard for indie games, and it's the game that all other indie games should be held to, because in terms of quality, gameplay, and just like not immersion, but like your willingness to get involved with it, like nothing can compare to it.
Yeah. And if you guys don't want to hear us talk about FTL again, today is not the episode for you. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I've got some bad news.
Yeah. So
gonna clock in some bad news.
Mr. D Marks. By the way, I'm Tom C. Everybody, I never said that.
D Marks over here.
Let's. Why don't you go over some of the new additions to the game?
Okay.
Because I'm busy over here pretending to do stuff.
That's fair. It's important to pretend to be busy. All right, so I think I'm gonna say the biggest thing that they added was the new systems. They added a whole new race, which is all right. The Linnaeus, they're dudes who suck oxygen out of rooms, which is pretty neato. But they're all right. I'm not flipping out for them.
But they fit in the world very well, and in general, they add a little spice.
Yeah, they're lore friendly. I would consider them to be. It's not like
they don't have to blow your doors down. They're just a good addition.
Yeah, it's a fine addition.
Yeah.
But what I really like is the addition of the new systems that they add, and they added 4 technically new systems. Number 1, which is probably my favorite of all of the new ones, is mind control.
I'll tell you this right now. I have not really utilized the new systems that much.
Mind control is a real dicker, I would call it. Can
you maybe go into more detail?
Well, guys, for those of you who don't know, my favorite ships are the ones that have a lot of teleporting capacity or start out with teleporters at all.
You're a boarder.
And I'm a boarder. I'm a skateboarder, yeah, Tony Hawk style.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, the Linnaeus B, starts with a mind control and a teleporter. And it's awesome because you teleport in, and then you just mind control some dude on the enemy ship, and you're messing everybody up, and it's a big deal, and nobody knows what to do about it. Because however many bars that you put into mind control, the first bar is just the mind control, and it turns your enemies into an ally, and it's pretty handy. The second bar increases their health and damage, and the third bar increases their health and damage even more. So you can just like create an enemy tank that'll just like if you mind control a mantis on an enemy team, it's a big deal because like you'll have a ship of 1 mantis and like 4 NG, and the NG will be like, oh my god, we can't stop this mantis, he's going great, and like he'll kill half the ship for you, and while you're off like sabotaging the oxygen systems and messing up their days all over the place.
Yeah. Another new system is hacking, which I am kind of not into that much. I'll tell you that.
It sucks to be on the It sucks to be on the receiving end of hacking. That's
which
for sure.
Is the only reason I'm not into it. Hacking pretty obviously hacks an enemy system or your system, depending on who uses it.
Yeah.
It's at the cost of a single drone, which is then shot over to your ship or whoever ship.
Or shot to the enemy ship.
Yeah, and then it takes control of it and does a bunch of different effects.
Here's the thing that I appreciate, though, is that, like, one thing I always hated about the game, one thing I always really did not like about the game before the expansion came out was, like, you would always get the events that were, like, the enemy hacked your shields, or these guys somehow teleported through your Zoltan shield. You don't know how they did it, though. So, like, I feel like the introduction of things like hacking or the Zoltan bypass shield, which is an item now that you can get, I feel like those things were introduced just so, like, it felt like the players actually had, a chance to also do these things so that you can kind of pull your own tricks that, like...
Yeah.
It helps make... It's one of the things I always say about games, guys, is that the proper way to make a game interesting is to allow the player to break the rules in very small ways, but like that feel really cool. And like hacking and the bypass thing, those all are breaking the rules a little bit, but it's a cool way of doing it.
Yeah. I feel like as long as we're both playing by the same rules, then it's fun, and I don't feel like I'm getting treated unfairly or anything like that.
Yeah, that's why I think the introduction of the hacking is actually fair, because you got a lot of those events that, like, how many times did you go into a slug nebula and it was like, oh, they shut down your oxygen and your medical supplies and your doors, and now you're on fire, and now everyone's dead. You're like, what the fuck, man?
I tend to avoid slug nebulas. Now, here's my problem with it, guys, is that it does a pretty obvious thing, like I said, and the enemies will use it to their advantage because the enemies are pretty smart in the game. But the problem is the only way to fight it, from what I can tell, is to have an anti-drone or an
defense.
Or a defense drone.
Well, here's what I'm thinking more and more is that, like, boarding drones, hacking modules, and the new ion intruders, which I really hate and they're really bad news. Why can't you just dodge those? Why are those not dodgeable items?
Well, here's my problem.
You should be able to have as much dodge chance as you would with any other projectile, right?
Well, here's the thing that I'm saying. This hacking stuff can be pretty unbeatable if you don't have anything to defend against it, because, one, they never stop being able to hack you, ever. Like, the only way
that's one thing I don't really like about hacking is that once the module's on your ship, the only way to keep them from messing with your systems is to destroy the unit on their ship.
Which
like
also
the controlling
is stupid
unit.
Because if you do that and then they fix it, if they just fix it, the unit is then activated again, as opposed to any other drone that they would have to resend out.
It stays on. Yeah,
which
I get
is
what you're
stupid.
saying.
2, it is something on your ship that you can't target, which I feel like you should be able to with bombs and stuff like that, because in the game, bombs are teleported to anywhere, and a majority of bombs can be teleported to your own ship. And there's no reason in my head that a bomb wouldn't be able to be teleported to an enemy hacking drone, because it'd be defenseless and on your ship, and it'd be not a big deal. If the game wanted to give me some hull damage in like punishment for having to do that, that'd be fine. But that's not a thing. Dude, 3, here's the deal. If I can buy a hacking thing, that means it's like in the game sense, that means it's like a universal way of hacking stuff. So I should be able to buy a ship system that is anti-hacking. You know what I mean? Like, we should be able to be like, let's not plug this thing right into the wall of the ship so they can't just pop a drone into that. Or, like, we could get like an augment that's like increased avoidance or something.
Yeah,
you know
that'd be nice.
Yeah, like there should be some way.
I do like the fact that you get options that, like, I do like if you have a hacking system, like when you have those events that like the slugs disabled your doors or disabled your oxygen or something. If you have a hacking system, you can actually use that to counteract their hacking, which is neat.
That is neat.
Yeah, I think it's cool too. But
it's just a little hard to.
Here's the biggest problem though, is that a lot of the new changes make the flagship so fucking hard.
No, the flag.
Like,
guys, here's the thing.
Sorry.
Guys.
I play this game on easy, guys.
Yeah,
and I'm not ashamed of it because easy is the way to go. And even on easy, like, I can't beat the flagship all the time because I couldn't even beat it all the time normally. And now that it has the ability to hack and mind control whenever it feels like it, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like, guys, the game's really hard, and that's part of the fun is that you're just going to... I consider getting to Sector 8 a win because the flagship is so hard to beat unless you have the exact right stuff. Which is, that's okay. But, like, now there's so many things the flagship can do that it's way, way more difficult to prepare for it. Which is fine.
Have you tried playing hard mode yet?
No. I
Guys,
did get to Sector 8 on normal with the Federation cruiser. That felt good. Felt real
Guys,
good.
the expansion also adds a new difficulty mode of hard mode, which nobody needed. I have been playing it, and it's
people win on it though.
Dude, it's so hard. Like, it's frustratingly hard. I normally give FTL a lot of leeway because most of the time the stuff that happens to you is pretty fair, but hard is just not fair. Hard is designed just to stop you from things that are good. I have a really successful run going right now as a red tail, but like there's no chance I'm gonna
Well,
win.
what kind of things are happening to you?
Well, okay. So, like, as I said, I really enjoy teleporting ships. So, I tried once or twice using it as the Mantis cruiser or one of the Atlantis cruisers or blah, 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 blah. So, like, first thing you'd fight is an unmanned drone. And you're like, okay, well, I can't really teleport into that. Second thing you'd fight is a Zoltan guy, and you're like, okay, I can't really fight that either because my weapons can't their shields. Third thing you fight, oh, it's right by a sun. Fourth thing you fight, it can't for some reason. And like, there's a ton more elemental hazard I've noticed. I feel like the chance of like you getting a breach or a fire is a lot higher because I've been noticing a lot of fires breaking out. So basically, the ships that you
shouldn't
fight
be what happened though, but it still could.
It's possible, but also the ships that you fight are just way more difficult.
Yeah,
like in Sector 1, you're coming across like really difficult to beat ships.
In the description of the new difficulties, they always just say, "Oh, it's like less scraps." But like,
oh yeah, no, you don't get any either. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, that's how it is at normal. That's for sure. There's like, yeah, in the first few sectors, you're not getting anything. So have fun.
Dude, you don't get anything in hard mode. It's like a big joke because you're like, oh, like the fact that I've even afforded the 3rd level of shields in this. I don't even know what galaxy I'm on, but it is. I'm not gonna win.
I wonder if it's because, guys, the thing about the ships in FTL, if you don't know anything about FTL, the ships all are kind of some ships are not better than other ships. Like, it depends on your play style, but there's some ships that are just outright worse as far as I'm concerned. And
yeah,
I know what you're going to say, but that's just how I feel. But I wonder how some of those ships that I consider to be not as all-around good could really, if they could even get through hard mode. Because you can pretend like Slug B is great, and it's good for some people, but it's not as good as the Red Tail overall. Like, the Red Tail is like the best because it has the most weapons right off the bat.
The thing of it is that like this game does a very good job in giving each of the ships a thing, quote unquote. Like,
they're not always good things, though.
Yeah, but at least, there's something that makes them stand out, and something that's supposed to make them function better than some other ship. Like you have the starting.
I don't know about that part.
Yeah, well, you have like the starting Kestrel, and like the Kestrel's thing is that its initial weapon loadout is extremely good. The Artist and the Burst 2 is like one of the best starting loadouts you could possibly have, and when I play as the Kestrel, I generally keep those weapons all the way to the end because they're just really solid all-around weapons. And like, as far as the Kestrel goes, that's generally a hallmark of that series, is that, it has really good starting weapon loadouts, whatever form you choose. Also, guys, they added Form Cs to a lot of ships, which is rad.
Yeah, it's basically like getting a complete new roster of ships.
Yeah.
Although they are, for the most part, not as good as the A or Bs.
That's not entirely true.
I said for the most part.
Yeah. But like the Kestrel class, they also have a really good starting weapon loadout. Like, that's what defines them. The Federation cruiser has the artillery thing. The stealth ship, except for the Sea, has stealth. For some reason, the Sea doesn't have stealth, which is weird for a stealth cruiser. It's the thing that needs stealth. Stealth.
Yeah, for some reason, they couldn't make the stealth cruiser ever be good.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite ships, and my B run is one of my highest scoring runs ever, but it's still, they could make it better. But like, the Sea is so not better.
Yeah, I really do like the Slug Sea, though. That's probably my favorite of the new ships.
Yeah, I found it to be probably my favorite, too, just because it looks neat and it has some nice gimmicks.
Yeah, well, guys, the Slug Sea starts with both mind control and hacking, which is real rude news for anyone who you're going to be fighting.
Yeah, especially early on.
Yeah, like they have a real hard time countering that, and it's really great.
Did you unlock every sea ship?
Yeah, I have all the ships unlocked now.
You have every ship unlocked, like A and B?
Yes. I have A's.
You even have crystals?
Yeah, I have Crystal A and B, Lanius A and B, and everything else I have A, B, and C. I have every ship unlocked.
I am jealous of that. I do not.
Dude, that crystal ship took forever. Like, there was one night I just sat down and I was like, I'm just going to get the crystal ship. That's what's going to happen.
Did you hear that? Well, apparently in now that the expansion came out, if you just get Rock C, you can easily get it, like, because you start out with a crystal guy.
Oh, really?
So you can avoid, like, the 2 random events. You just have to have the crystal guy and go to Rock Homeworld.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, because you don't do the stasis pod thing, and you don't have to find the event after that, because you just have it.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's really.
Did you get it yet?
Nope, I don't even have Rock B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't even have Mantis, like the Mantis ship at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
dude, Mantis B is like my he's my Babe Ruth. He's my go-to. He's my slugger.
It's just because the Mantis is it's like one of the 2 ships that requires actual effort to get.
Yeah, it really does. But like, guys, Mantis B starts out with 2 levels of shield, a drone system, and a 4-person teleporter. It's so good.
Yeah, that's outrageous.
It doesn't start with any weapons, which really screws you over sometimes. But sometimes you're not screwed over and you just murder everybody with your Mantis friends.
Oh, dude, real quick, it's almost time to take a break. But can we quick go over some of the new weapons?
Okay. My favorite weapon in the game is the Chain Vulcan, because the Chain Vulcan is the raddest thing that has ever been introduced in FTL.
Okay, well, here's my question.
Guys,
there's a Chain Vulcan and a regular Vulcan, right?
No, it's all just a Vulcan.
Okay.
Okay, guys, here's what the Chain Vulcan is. So they introduced this new thing called chain weapons. What chain weapons do is, the more times they shoot, different effect builds. There's a chain laser where the more charges it gets, which is what it's called when it shoots, the faster it shoots. Or the chain ion, where the more times it shoots, the stronger it gets. The chain Vulcan is like the chain laser, except that it starts with a load-up time of 11 seconds and eventually goes to a load-up time of 1 second. And it just shoots all the time, and it's awesome, and it just tears ship apart. And every time I get it, I'm super happy because it's just so good. I love it so much. It's so awesome.
Guys, just for if you haven't played the game, 1 second is like unbearably fast.
No, it's hilarious because the description for it literally is shoot so fast no shields can stand up against it.
And it's 100% true because shields actually have to regenerate in this game, guys.
It's a 5-second regeneration for shields, yeah.
So literally, if you have that weapon, everyone's going to constantly take damage.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how well equipped that ship is, it's going to keep getting hit and it's going to die.
Unless it dodges, which is all the time.
Well, that's true.
But
I have never even seen one yet, though, guys.
Dude, so good.
It's never been for sale. No enemy has ever had it, luckily, and I've never encountered one in an event. So that's great.
Also, they added charge weapons, which they generally are categorized by low build-up times, but you can build up more than 1 shot per. So, like, the charge laser, it has either 2 or 4 slots to put charges in, but only has like a 7-second rev up time. So I really like them just for the, if you need to do quick damage to people, especially like drones who don't have shields but have like a ton of missiles who are always bullshit because I hate missiles in that game. If you just need to do a lot of damage really fast, like weapons like that are really good. But also you can load it up and get like 4 shots off and it's neato.
And these usually have pretty reasonable power requirements too.
Yeah.
It's all stuff you got to think about. There's also a swarm missile, which is a part of that too. It's basically a charged missile, which I'm super on board with.
Oh, also they add flak. Flak is awesome.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Guys, flak is super inaccurate, but it's as far as power requirements go, it's really good. It's like really cost efficient, and it eats through shields really fast. That's great. Period.
It's basically great in every way. There's also a new thing called stunning, which wasn't in the game before.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Which I haven't really abused that much, but it can be a big deal.
Yeah, I haven't really used that either. Well, it's funny because the Mantis C, basically what you're supposed to do early on with that one is it has a teleporter, obviously, because it's a Mantis ship. And what you do is you send your Lannius crew over, and then you stun all the people in the room with your Lannius dude, and he drains all the oxygen out of the room, and it suffocates them to death.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it started with a stun bomb.
Oh,
it is not as effective as you'd like, though.
Yeah, I doubt it. Are fire drones new for this?
Yeah, they added a whole bunch of new drones, too.
Yeah, they added... we didn't even talk about all the systems. They have backup batteries, which are the best thing ever.
We talked about most of this. Oh, and we also didn't talk about clone bays.
And clone bays, which are the best thing ever.
Yeah, clone bays are pretty great.
Because clone bays just revive anyone who's died your team, which also, for the most part, includes random events where people die.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing ever because it basically makes most of the events that would be really dangerous no longer dangerous at all.
Yeah, not quite as bad. They do suffer skill penalties for dying, but that's pretty much it.
Unfortunately, the penalty is pretty severe.
Yeah, but I feel like it's a good cost though.
Yeah.
Because it still does warrant caution. Like you're not just like, oh, alien spiders, I'll send the one guy in. You're like,
Dude, I've been doing the alien spider thing lately, and for some reason, I've been getting good results more than bad, and the good results are always really good.
Yeah, I've been doing it as well. I've been a little foolhardy, but although my favorite still is always just the blue option to just launch a boarding drone into it.
I never had that because I never had boarding drones.
Because I get super mad about it because they're like, yeah, you killed all those spiders, but you also like destroyed half of our space station. I'm like, spiders are dead. I win.
Alien spiders are no joke. That's what you said.
True.
Guys,
I
we will
think we're
see
gonna take a
you
break.
on the next thrilling half. Guys, welcome back.
Guys, we're in the show.
Did you miss us?
We are in the show.
Pretty confident I'm going to put Taiko Shuffle in the break there because it's all I've been listening to this week because I feel like a samurai walking around my room.
That's fair.
I don't know why.
I think that's like something that we all wish for and hope for and wish and hope for.
Guys, in the world's greatest segue, there's something new that we've all been wishing and hoping for that we are going to tell you a little bit about, but by we, I mean D. Marks is going to tell you about, because they just announced last week, I think, the pre-sequel to Borderlands, which I did not do any research about.
It's officially called the Pre-Sequel, which is hilarious, because it takes place in between Borderlands 1 and 2. And this is not what I originally thought. When I originally was reading details about this game, I originally thought it was the advertised Telltale game that advertised the rise of Monsieur Handsome Jack.
That's
but
what I thought
this is,
too.
I think that's what a lot of people thought. But no, this is Gearbox. This is pretty much, the same kind of Borderlands shoot and loot that everyone's come to know and love. And like I said, it takes place between 1 and 2, and it's detailing the rise of Handsome Jack on what's really cool, and what I think is really cool, on the moon of Pandora, where his space base is. So one of the things that they really are advertising a lot, and I think it's really cool, is the low gravity environment that you're going to be fighting in. So like you can use a lot of jump stuff that's really cool. Also, you can use grenades and explosions to actually throw people off of the moon and just like throw them into space.
I didn't know that.
And then they die, which I think is cool. They're introducing a new element, which is cryo, so you can freeze people with your bullets and your grenades.
Guys, I feel like this is really cool. I know it sounds stupid, but like, here's the thing. They have stuff that works for them, and I'm glad they're trying something a little bit new. I know people are going to complain and be like, this low gravity stuff is BS. I hate it. Why does it have to do it like this? But, like,
dude, I'm just happy that Borderlands has caught on. Like, I realized that, like, it was kind of a big deal when it first came out, but I think Borderlands 2 really upped its profile a lot,
Yeah, they did. They got the name out there a lot.
Yeah.
I think it was always pretty popular, but it's like really popular now.
I like to imagine that we were playing it before everyone else thought it was cool.
But no, we absolutely were.
Excellent.
So that's just all there is to it.
Also, guys,
what I was going to say was that I think it's cool they're taking risks with something that's so established instead of just like re-releasing a game a million times, Because
I think
some people
it's a
probably
good time
complain
to
that like 2 was a little stagnant, maybe because the gameplay was exactly the same as 1. But
yeah,
now
they
like
added a little bit of stuff,
things.
but not. Yeah, it's a good time to take a risk, I would say.
I would say so too. Sorry.
It's okay. Also, guys, what's really exciting, and the thing I'm the most excited about because of how exciting it is they also introduced the roster of the game, who you're going to play as.
I'm most excited about. This was awesome to hear about.
Yeah, when I was reading this, I enjoyed all of these choices except for one, but I won't play as him, so what does it matter?
Try and guess which one, guys.
Okay, so just like in the other games, you have 4 characters. No DLCs have been announced yet, so I don't know if there's going to be more or not. But the 4 starting characters, 4 starting characters are Wilhelm, that giant robot that you fought in Borderlands 2, which I think
doesn't look like what he looks like in Borderlands 2, by the way.
Yeah, he looks a little different.
He looks a lot different.
So you wonder if like what happened to make him be even more robot than robot before.
He's the one I care about the second least.
Yeah, that's probably true. Actually, it's 100% true. Then you have Athena, which was that one lady from the General Knox DLC.
Who was the coolest person in the General Knox DLC.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's totally rad.
Her class is the Gladiator, as I recall.
Mm-hmm.
And her special ability is basically she goes Captain America on everyone's asses, and she holds out a shield, and she uses it to absorb damage, and then she can throw that shield at enemies, and it deals that damage back to them.
That is almost definitely who I'll be playing as first, guys.
Yeah.
Really excited about that.
I'm not sure if it makes her invincible or not while she's using it, but that would be a safe bet.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Or like really high damage reduction. So I imagine she's like the the Gunzerker / Berserker kind of.
Yeah, at the very least, there's probably a skill for damage reduction.
Yeah.
If you're based on shields, there's got to be a shield thing.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the character I'm the most excited about.
I'm also very excited for this character too.
Yeah, because she was very popular. Like a lot of people really like this character, and it
was a cool character that didn't have it. I felt like there was a lot of lore there that they didn't go into, which I kind of liked about Borderlands.
She's kind of like the Boba Fett. I feel like because everybody loves Boba Fett, but in the movies he's just some guy with cool armor.
That's the thing about Borderlands.
Who to whom Han Solo is no good dead.
The thing about Borderlands is it feels like there's a lot of small characters who have pretty big stories that they just never go into.
Dude, and that's that's the thing I always say about games that don't have friendly NPCs is that you're missing a huge part of that. And even though that she we haven't actually said who this is yet.
Well, we're teasing him, dude.
We're teasing the H out of him.
Yeah.
Even though this person is an enemy in the game, there's still a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes there that you're kind of I wonder what's going on with this person.
Dude, that's why all these roster choices are cool to me because they're all kind of it's it all was connected somehow that isn't obvious right away. Because you're gonna get through the game and you'll be like, oh, I see why this was happening.
Yeah, I don't think we actually talked about that, but we will. But yeah, anyway, the person is Sheriff Lynchwood. I don't remember the name they actually gave her. They did give her one in this one, but it's that gunslinger lady that you fight in that one level, and that's the one I'm gonna play as when we start because revolvers are my favorite thing in that game. And I love revolvers.
And listen, they couldn't have picked a more exciting roster of characters, I think.
Yeah, I think
even if they had made up new ones, I would have been well, all right. But every character they picked is exciting, except the one we didn't even talk about because I think we all forgot.
Oh, I know who it is, but I just don't care. Guys, the game you finally got to play is Claptrap. All right, moving on.
Yippee!
Yay!
Remember that robot who is funny? He's like a mascot.
He does the dances.
Makes the pop culture.
I will say that I've grown to like Claptrap more ever since playing him in Poker Night. But
yeah, he's not a terrible character, but I just don't care about it.
Yeah.
I certainly didn't need to play as him.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's not a terrible choice because in Borderlands 2 it's established that Claptrap's pretty important to the Hyperion Corporation. So, and he does play a pretty important part as getting to Handsome Jack. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't would I rather play with someone else? Of course. Dude, here's something that would be awesome. Just replace Claptrap with Mr. Blake.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, I'm playing as Mr. Blake. This guy was kick-ass and he had a weird tie.
Alternatively...
Just 3 characters only. Only 3 characters.
Or alternatively, any other character but Claptrap.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have picked... you remember, what's her name? The old mayor of New Haven who gets killed before 2?
Oh, Helena Pierce?
Yeah, they could have had her story and then, why she was murdered.
They probably will, but she'll probably be an enemy. Or, dude, what if you could play as Angel? That'd be awesome.
That would also be awesome. There's so many choices they could have made, but, whatever. I'm not going to complain about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain because I'm going to play as Sheriff Lynchwood. It's going to be rad.
Yeah, I always loved Athena as a character, and I'm really glad that's a choice.
Yeah.
So I'm not complaining.
So, guys, we're super excited for this. And it's coming out super soon. It's coming out in fall.
Which I'm expecting delays. That's what I'm expecting right now.
Gearbox is normally pretty good with their stuff.
I know, but when does a game come out that we've been excited for that wasn't delayed? When does that happen? Never happens.
Fallout's never been delayed. That's always come out at the time it's advertised.
You're probably right.
So there.
I'm gonna keep being negative though. That's my choice.
I'm gonna be optimistic here and trust.
Dude, I'm really excited about that though.
Yeah, I also am very excited, guys. Oh, also, I don't know if we talked about this on air, because that's all there really is to talk about this new pre-sequel thing. Also, it's going to provide a lot more cosplay of Borderlands, which I'm way down with.
Yeah, I'm very much down with that.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not sure if we talked about this on air, guys, but also a couple weeks ago, this weird Android game was ported to Steam called Deus Ex: The Fall. Did we talk about this?
I don't think we did.
Yeah, I want to touch on this briefly because the whole like behind the scenes like things connecting to other things that we talked about for the Borderlands thing, that's kind of what happens in the fall, and I kind of want to talk about it a little bit.
Okay, I don't think we talked about it. Guys, forgive us if we did.
Yeah, and we'll make it. Don't worry, we'll make it real quick. Guys, so here's the thing. I had no idea what the fall was until it was released on Steam. It was $10, and I bought it, and I don't regret it. Because it's more of Deus Ex, which is a game I absolutely love, and you might be seeing a little more of in the near future. Yeah. So Deus Ex: The Fall puts you in the role of Jean Reno as a spec ops cybernetic soldier guy who used to work with the Tyrants, which are the main bosses in Deus Ex. The Barrett and the Brianna lady and Namir. He worked as a mercenary.
Another one? Wasn't there another one? Wasn't there 3, right?
I only remember 3.
Psycho Manus. That was the other one.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. So you take the role as this guy who's with these tyrants, and you find out that they only got him into the organization because they ended up like selling out his team. So he goes rogue and he wants to like take down the Illuminati with this, chick. I think she's an FBI investigator or something like that.
Okay.
So basically you just get to go to different areas of the Deus Ex world that you didn't get to go to in the original game. Yes, it's a little unpolished. Yes, it's a little wonky, some of the controls. You don't jump, which I think is weird, but I understand you're coming from a portable game. I'm going to cut you a little bit of slack because generally I'm genuinely interested in the game. Unfortunately, I haven't played it in a while since the whole Ground Zeroes and BioShock and FTL kind of happened. So it's been kind of got pushed on the back burner. But I've been really liking it. I've been liking learning more about the game and like finding out more about things that happen outside of Adam Jensen's purview, because not all of it has to do with like the neuropozyne and the whole conspiracy involving that. A lot of it has to do with what Namir and his people are doing and like them being dicks to people.
Yeah, and like a lot of people have been I've kind of been reading about it. Unfortunately, I suggested it to you before like I read much about it, but there was a lot of complaints. I think it has like an incredibly huge amount of negative reviews on Steam. I think is it glitchy or like just hard to play or something?
The controls can be a little tricky at times. Hacking is very difficult because they did not interface with the controller well. So I've had a little bit of difficulty doing that, but like I can look over a lot of sins for like a game that I actually enjoy learning about.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are upset because it's a port and they want ports to be like completely excellent for PC.
Yeah,
because they kind of have an elitism there, but like, I think.
Well, and you're coming from like a tablet game, like this.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a console port where you were starting with a lot of like really strong software to begin with. Like this is a game that you're supposed to play on a tablet. It's not going to be that great.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are coming into it with a different attitude.
Yeah.
Which is like it's unacceptable to release a port in this condition or whatever, which I kind of understand, but at the same time. $10 is all they're asking for it, so I'm not.
Yeah, it's I've wasted more money on games that I thought of are less good.
It's 100% true.
So
Also, that thing about Jean Reno, guys, that was not a joke. It's actually Jean Reno.
It's not the same. It's not Jean Reno voice. It is Jean Reno body.
It's not Jean Reno's voice.
No, they got some British guy to do it.
Because it's in the SAS, he can't have a French accent. Come on.
I'm not sure Jean Reno speaks with a French accent.
He looks like he does.
Dude, do you know he's Spanish?
What?
Yeah.
His name is Jean.
his parents actually fled the Franco regime after the revolution, after the Spanish Civil War, and I think they fled to Corsica. So he grew up like speaking French and everything, but his parents were Spanish.
That is the most interesting thing we've talked about on the show.
I know,
that.
Dude. That was like.
Do you have any good Ben Kingsley facts? Because I want to hear those too.
That's like the day I found. That's like the day I found out that Martin Sheen was actually super Spanish.
Oh yeah, because
his name's like Carlos.
What's his last name again?
Estevez.
Yeah,
Emilio Estevez is
What? Yeah, it's probably.
Oh, also Ben Kings. Oh, you want to know an interesting fact about Ben Kingsley? I'm pretty sure that's just his stage name because he's like, I believe he's Sri Lankan.
Really?
Or Indian or something like that.
Do you think he knows MIA?
That's possible.
I'm gonna hope he does.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they file like pay. Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you hear about that lawsuit about MIA where she's getting like mega sued by the NFL?
No, I didn't. Why?
Dude, she's like still getting sued from like from flipping off the camera at whatever Super Bowl she was at.
Oh, that's hilarious.
They originally were suing her for like $1 million, and now they raised it to like $16 million. It's like totally outrageous, and like nobody thinks it's right, but like they have to like do it in order to be like protecting their brand.
Yeah.
But like it's totally crazy, and they're never gonna get it to happen. But like just another stupid litigious thing that doesn't belong on our video game show.
Oh, also Sir Ben Kingsley was born Krishna Pandit Banji.
I like that.
And he won a Grammy, really.
Why doesn't he go by that?
I don't know.
I think he'd be more popular with that name. Also, Grammy for what?
I don't know.
Who's that guy who is super hardcore who's in a metal band named Charlemagne, who's also an actor?
Oh,
he's
not Christopher Walken. Christopher Lee.
Yeah. I feel like Ben Kingsley could be in a metal band just because that guy was in a metal band.
That's fair. I would agree with that, possibly.
Guys, you know what else is fair? Rating us on iTunes.
I think that's the most fair, period.
Just period. It's the most fair.
No other explanation required. It's just fair. It's really fair.
If you don't think it's fair, how about you email us and tell us why?
That's true. Or you can watch our videos and tell us how on YouTube and tell us how they're not fair for some reason.
We want to know what's not fair.
Because
or anything. Just tell us anything you want.
Our judge of what's fair and what's not fair is not the same as everybody else's because we're so great.
Yeah. I think that makes sense, and
so
it's very fair to say.
We need that common touch.
Yeah, and that's all we ask from you.
Yeah.
Except you have to check out the Twitter too.
Oh yeah, super do that because we're tweeting all the time.
Here's the deal, guys. I made the effort of not thinking of stupid Twitter jokes, so you have to make the effort of going and following us on Twitter. Because like the world's out of Twitter jokes. Like we can all make hashtag jokes all day, but it's old news now. And I chose to be the bigger man about it. So now you need to be a big man or lady and effing follow us on Twitter.
Guys, that's like the most heartfelt thing I've ever heard.
Thank you. I worked on that soliloquy for like 6 years.
Guys,
don't
what
argue
else?
With the word soliloquy, by the way.
You know what doesn't take 6 years to do, though?
I think I know.
But we're gonna give it to you right now. That's right. Speed
reviews.
Tom, this is the top 10 PC games with female leads you may not know about. Number 10, Chantilly's Tale of Two Sisters.
I think I did know that this game had female leads because it says right in the title, you idiots, you bimbos. 10 out of 10. Seal of Evil.
In this game, you have to play as a lady, a seal trainer, but one of the seals accidentally ate one of the fish that you were saving for your a romantic date, so now you got to hunt it down and kill it. It's a very bloody game. It's produced by Rockstar. It gets a 10 out of 10. Number 8, American McGee's Alice.
Guys, am I supposed to know who American McGee is? Is that like some guy who's famous or something? Is he like a writer? I don't know. I'm never going to play this game. 0 out of 10. The Wheel of Time.
The Wheel of Time is what it sounds like every time I'm on an exercise bike, because it just goes on forever. 0 out of 10. Right. Number 6, Recetier, an item shop's tale.
This game plays a little girl who's going to haggle and bargain with all these weirdos who come into her shop to buy things like a piece of wood or a bucket or a bunch of fish or some other crap you found in a dungeon that nobody could ever want. But it's a really fun game, and you start to be really aggressive, and you make people pay a lot of money for things that aren't worth anything. So it gets a 10 out of 10. Homeworld.
Isn't Homeworld an RTS? I don't think that it's really about a lady, but it has a theme that I like, so I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Number 4, Long Live the Queen.
Long Live the Queen is a Queen album, probably. If it's not, they really goofed up. And I would suggest that Brian May reforms Queen with the son of Freddie Mercury and releases this album. And it gets a future 10 out of 10. Septerracore, Legacy of the Creator.
Septerracore, Legacy of the Creator is a game where you create the longest name possible for a video game. And Septerra, the lead main character, is all about those names. So it's a 4 out of 10. Number 2, No One Lives Forever 2, A Spy in H.A.R.M's Way.
Hilariously, this game has a longer title than the previous thing, which is all about making the longest title possible. So in that regard, it gets a 10 out of 10. Toho Kishinojo double-dealing character.
Oh, this is a Toho game. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Guys, we're going to see you next week.
We did it.
We did it.
See you next time.
Au revoir.